here. I'm just gonna take a little sunset ride today. I've been busy all day doing stuff, going to the swap meet, selling a bunch of my junk, and I just had to get out for a little ride today. It's kind of warm this afternoon. It's in the 90s again. I thought that we may be headed toward the 80s, but that seems to not be the case. I guess we have a high 90s coming up next week, but by the end of the week, lows in the 50s. So it's finally coming. Been a long summer. I know I talked about it a lot this year. Most of my videos were early morning because it was so hot. So I don't get out starting my rides in the evenings very often. The new Chevy pickup, those are pretty nice. Pretty damn expensive too. I'm not a big fan of white vehicles, but for some reason white pickup trucks always seem to look good to me. Sun going down in Phoenix, Arizona. No clouds, so nothing real special here. I put my screen down. Just gonna take a quick blast out the 202 freeway in town. I think most of the traffic will be settled down by now. Watch the sun go down all the way. Watch the colors change and probably head back home. Get ready to start the work week all over again. Hope everybody out there had a good weekend. I was watching the videos of the Harley parade Guinness World Record thing, and I guess they beat the hell out of that, and it's going to be a while before anybody beats that again, especially anybody in Europe. That was a lot of Harleys, and that's pretty amazing. I can't imagine riding in a group quite that big with people I don't know, but looks like it went off with pretty much without a hitch. And just again watching that video, Sean Smoke did a video, as others did, I'm sure. Wow, that's a lot of bikes. Anyway, Sunday evening traffic, got a few cars out here. Phoenix, Arizona, the desert. All right, here we go. That ride today, I guess, is put together by somebody named Adam Sandoval. I've seen a few of his videos. He's okay, I suppose. I know he was talking up Indian quite a bit, so that's my take on him heading up the big Harley thing. He has ridden his Harley a lot, so I'll give him that. I got myself another traffic light here. This light right here sometimes does not want to change for a motorcycle, so I end up running this light, allegedly, because you can sit here for 3 changes of the light and nothing's happening. And being on a motorcycle, you know, sometimes cars are afraid to get too close to you. Oh, there we go, I got the light. Cool. Sometimes it doesn't change, and the cars will sit back there and they'll just sit there, and if they just pull up a little bit, they trigger the sensors and we'd all both be able to turn. But usually when I'm out early in the morning, if it don't change for me, I just watch traffic and go. Headed east now, so I'm away from the sunset, but where I'm going is only 10 or 15 miles, so it's not going to be too bad. Everybody's looking forward to the change of the season, I guess, as am I. But I guess in some parts of the country you're going to be getting cold soon, and some places you just can't ride in the winter, although I hear about people riding in the winter all the time. And I lived up in Denver for a couple winters, and there was a guy that rode an old CB 750 Honda, and I watched this guy ride in the snow. It must have been his only vehicle, either that or he was one hardcore son of a gun. He rode in the snow, slipping and sliding around, looking like what was a survival suit or a snowmobile suit or whatever. You know, I never did find out what business he worked in. I just watched him go by and I thought, wow, that guy has got some cojones. Either that or he's just really cold and can't ask anybody for a ride. But up in Denver, there was 1 month out of the year that was just miserable to ride in. It was February. It was icy, and you'd have days where the high was 20 and the low was 16, and the ice never melted. And to me, that's just treacherous. But on the other hand, if you go outside and it was 35 degrees and sunny, as long as you stayed where it was sunny, it was pretty decent up there. It stayed warm enough. I was out on the bike a lot of times up there in that kind of weather. The only thing is you wanted to get home before it got dark. And up there in the northern latitudes, it starts getting dark about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's pitch black by 5, and you did not want to be out after dark because the temperature would just plummet. You'd have a high temperature of maybe 40, 42 degrees that day, the low would be 18 or 19, and I don't know if anybody has ever ridden in 18 or 19 degrees. That'll mess you up. Hypothermia is not a good thing. I got a taste of that one time. I went on a ride to Tucson and it got real cold out in the desert. It was in late November, and it took us several hours to get to Tucson, which is basically less than a 2-hour drive, just because it was so damn cold. We'd stopped all the time, and I remember I had a brand new leather jacket and it was stiff as a board, and it was letting in air everywhere. I ended up insulating my jacket with newspaper. Anybody remember newspapers? In this digital age, there's going to be a generation coming up now who'll have never seen a newspaper. It's kind of sad, really. But I'm off on a tangent once again. This is going out through East Phoenix and Tempe Mesa area here. We're getting some nice colors now on the sunset. There's the Tovry Castle over there. It's an old building from the 1800s that the Tovry family used to live in. They were local cattle barons back in the 19th century, early 20th century. They're kind of local icons. So it looks like we're going to get some lights. A half moon tonight. The lights in downtown Tempe aren't on yet, but you can see the sun reflection off of the glass buildings that they built there a couple years ago. It's kind of interesting looking. Man, there's more traffic than I expected out here tonight. That guy, I don't know where he's coming over or not, but I'm going to get around him. And the carpool lane where I belong. Well, I'm going to try to... Oh, hell, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I'm just riding along trying to enjoy myself. I'm going to sign off. Randytbird. If you like the video, subscribe. If you don't like the video, subscribe anyway. I'll try to do better. Just tell me what you want to see. We'll talk to you later. Bye.